Hey, it's Leo. Late last year, my fiance Sean and I went overseas. The first time I'd ever been to South Africa. Now, Sean moved to Auckland in New Zealand from South Africa, more than 10 years ago. And when we met in March 2017, we began dating. Sean proposed on Christmas Day 2018. And so I've never actually seen his family in person, on Skype, of course, on videos, but never in person. So I was really excited to not only visit South Africa for the first time, but also meet his family and friends. So I can't wait to share our trip memories with you. We flew from Melbourne via Singapore to Johannesburg. Now, we flew business class mainly because Sean had a lot of things to give to his family and friends. So in our baggage was gifts, there were things for his brothers, his dad, so he needed the extra baggage. And as you can see from this photo, these were our checked in luggage. I know, so many bags. But this next photo, taken from the Singapore Airlines lounge in Melbourne, those bags are our carry on bags. I know. If I had to do this again, I would not have so many carry on bags. It's crazy. Because when you go through customs, you don't have those trolleys anymore. So having to lug all those bags around, oh my God, it was a nightmare. Anyway, when we were on board, we made our way to our business class seat. I'd flown business class before, but only between Melbourne and Auckland. But this was a long flight from Melbourne via Singapore to Johannesburg. So having a bit of luxury was well worth it. So here's a picture of Sean and I just as we were taking off. So with such a long flight ahead of us, I needed a stiff drink. And thankfully, a vodka and soda was on the cards. And this was our gorgeous entree of salmon. This was absolutely divine. I love this dish. For my main, I chose barramundi because I love fish. And this was absolutely gorgeous, served with mash and vegetables. Absolutely loved this main. And here is my darling Sean enjoying his fruit pleasure. But little did Sean know, on my side of the business class section was a gorgeous hostess, and she brought along ice cream for me, a fruit pleasure, and a cheese board. I know. So I was very lucky on my side. And here I am in the bathroom, beautiful and clean, and some lovely extras we could just help ourselves to. Moisturizer and face masks. The bathrooms were really clean, so well done Singapore Airlines. So after nearly 20 hours of flying, finally we landed in Johannesburg Airport at about 6:30 a.m. We were going to meet up with Sean's dad, who was flying in from Bloemfontein in South Africa to Johannesburg. So he was joining us so we could go with him to our next destination, which would be Polokwane. So when Sean's dad arrived in Johannesburg from Bloemfontein, there's about an hour and a half between that flight and the next connecting flight to Polokwane. And we thought that would be plenty of time. But as you can see here, this is my partner Sean boarding the plane to Polokwane. Now, we were actually going to meet up with Sean's dad on that flight in a seat. So because Sean's dad needed extra assistance, when he landed in Johannesburg, he was going to be taken straight from that flight to the next one. So we would see him on board. So I thought, fantastic. Sean has not seen his dad since 2017. This will be a really lovely moment of Sean seeing his dad for the first time in many years. He got to his dad's seat and his dad was not there. Before we boarded the flight, we asked them, is his dad on the flight? And his name was on the manifest. Fantastic. It was all going to plan. But when we got on board, Sean's dad was not on the flight. Where was he? We had no idea. Now, obviously, we couldn't leave Sean's elderly dad by himself in Johannesburg. So we had to offload ourselves from the flight to find out where Sean's dad was. and what was going to happen next. We made our way to the AirLink office in Johannesburg Airport, and there finally we caught up with Sean's dad. Now, this was my first time meeting Sean's dad, and it was a really difficult situation because the flight had already left. So we found ourselves in Johannesburg and we were stuck there trying to sort out a new connecting flight. And they weren't making it very easy for us. After much toing and froing and speaking to supervisors and speaking to managers, finally we booked on the next flight the next day. Not ideal because we had to pay for accommodation, which we did not budget for in our budget. Now, because Sean's dad's flight was late from Bloemfontein, the airport offered to pay for Sean's dad's accommodation and his meals that day, but not for us. Don't get me started. Anyway, so the airline booked in Sean's dad, just his dad, into a hotel nearby, but they wouldn't pay for our accommodation. So we had to get a shuttle bus from the airport to the hotel, and this is what happened. Wow, it's been an eventful 24 hours. We are in Johannesburg. We weren't supposed to stop here, but for today and tonight, we're going to be in Johannesburg. So this is just coming from the airport, going to our hotel, which we hopefully is a very nice hotel because we don't know what's going on. Anyway, this is Johannesburg. And by the looks of things, we have arrived at our hotel. This is Garden Court. So, and there is a pub and grill here, which is good.
So,
this looks like a nice hotel.
hello.
This is Sean. He's had a very rough day. Sean's dad.
Can you?
She says it's alright.
And thankfully we could get a room near Sean's dad at the hotel up in South Africa, and look what's playing. New Kids on the Block. New Kids on the Block. Live in South Africa, in Johannesburg. Anyway, we got up bright and early the next day. We are at 6:30 a.m. and we are on the shuttle bus from the hotel, about to head to the airport to go to Polokwane, to Sean's dad. Sean. So yeah, lovely hotel last night. So yeah, lovely stay in Johannesburg, last minute stay, but we're on to Polokwane this morning. And here is Sean's dad Ian in the shuttle bus, and here is me. We are on our way back to Johannesburg Airport. When we're coming into the airport, I love the statue of Nelson Mandela. Let the chicken begin. Oh my goodness, so many bags. These are all our carry-on, believe it or not. So much chicken. Sean's dad. Hello.
Hello.
What's in your lunchbox?
Oh,
You got
yeah.
this from the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Because the airline paid for his breakfast. Look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, so we're on the way to Polokwane with all this luggage. Now, because Sean's dad can't walk that far, we had to organise special assistance at the airport. And the staff were absolutely lovely, really, really helpful. And because of this, we got a VIP treatment to the plane. Look at this gorgeous transportation. We are on board finally at Johannesburg Airport, about to go to
Polokwane.
That's how you say it. And with Sean's dad, which is there. He's there. Hello.
Hello.
So finally we are going to
Polokwane.
for the next few days. So we're on board first because Sean's dad needed some assistance. So yeah, we are on board and can't wait to go. It's freezing in Johannesburg, so
29 degrees in Polokwane.
yeah, so we're going from the cold to the hot, which is great. The main reason why we were visiting Polokwane is because Sean's late mother has a special memorial at his aunt's farm, and Sean and his dad had never seen it. So this was going to be a really special moment for Sean and his dad. Spending the afternoon at Sean's aunt and uncle's farm in South Africa, Polokwane. It's very dry. There's a water tank there. So it's very, very dry. Now, when we were at Sean's aunt and uncle's farm, Sean's uncle fixes videotape machines. I know, just check out all these books and videotapes. And as you can see, a whole pile of videotape machines. It was like stepping back to the 80s, just so retro. Absolutely love seeing all this stuff. Here was some video of Sean's dad Ian and Sean with his aunt making their way to the memorial. This was a really emotional time for Sean and his dad, as they had never seen his late mother's memorial. Now, understandably, Sean got really emotional seeing his mother's memorial for the very first time. And it was a really lovely moment I got to share with Sean as well. And here's some pictures of the memorial. Sean's dad, father and son together, Sean's dad and Sean's aunt. Our next stop was lunch with Sean's cousin. Hey everyone, we are just finishing lunch at this beautiful restaurant, and this is the view. It's so cute. Look at that. And down there is the restaurant. So this is the restaurant for lunch. Let's go down the stairs.
It's also nice if you want to go anywhere, it's got space. And, because, hello. Because, yes,
The pizza.
he's doing his vlog. Vlogging.
We had some lovely accommodation in Polokwane. There's a link to the accommodation in the notes. But here's a bit of a tour of our cottage in Polokwane. Welcome to our accommodation in Polokwane. It's quite cute. It's a little cottage. Look at that. Let's go inside. I'll show you around. This is the little lounge. It's very basic, but little kitchenette. Just had a cup of tea. Just been lying on this couch listening to some music. And I'll take you into the bathroom. And this is obviously the shower. And the bath, which I haven't tried yet. This is my toiletry bag. This is Sean's. Hello. Let's go into the room. And someone's having a nap. There he is. Hi, babe.
Hello.
This is our room. There's Sean. And this is all our bags in the corner here. But yeah, so this is our place, and we're here until Tuesday morning, and then we fly to Johannesburg to get a connecting flight to Port Elizabeth. And then we're going to
We're there for the night and then we drive through to Sedgefield.
Sedgefield to see your uncle.
Yeah.
And we're staying in another little accommodation there for 2 nights.
Yeah. And then back to Port Elizabeth.
Then back to Port Elizabeth for 3 nights.
Yes, and then to Bloemfontein.
Then to Bloemfontein, which is his hometown. So.
No.
Oh no.
It's the town I grew up in. And not my hometown.
Anyway, so yes. But yeah, that's our little place. So we are just relaxing today, this afternoon, because we had lunch with Sean's lovely cousin Siobhan and her husband David and the girls, so that was really nice. And yeah, we just come back here and just relaxing. And for the first time on the trip, it was time to check out the local shopping centre. Hey, we are in a South African department store. What's this place called?
Game.
Called Game. And they have food, they have clothing, they have stoves, appliances.
Look at the fridges.
So yeah, it's quite nice. It's a cross between the warehouse and a supermarket. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, this is the local department store called Game. And I'm just looking at the different things, toasters and stuff like that. Yes, quite nice. Alright, so I've come to the mall and there is a radio station in the mall, which is kind of cool. Look at that. Here we go. Burger King, kind of scope them. There's Sean's dad. This mall's actually really nice, it's quite new. And we're up the top section. It's really quiet for what's a Monday, so yeah, Cotton On, crazy store, it's like a 1-2-3 shop. But yeah, this mall's quite nice. We're at Mug and Bean, and judging by the menu, it's quite good. It's got coffee, it's raw coffee. It's got brunch. To show this, I don't know, I have to come for. These. Look at that. Very nice. Gourmet burgers, soups, these things. Wow. We're just here for coffee and cake, so look at that. Breakfast, West real coffee in South Africa. That's quite nice. We had a muffin.
That's half of it.
And that's half of it. And it's soup with cheese, jam and butter.
And it's a double chocolate.
And Ian likes the cheese on the muffin, don't you?
It's a double chocolate.
It's a double chocolate. It's really nice. That's mine. But yeah, it's a nice little cafe. It's called Mug and Bean. And there is a train in this mall, and there's school kids coming. I'll see if I can catch them. This is iPhone store, body shop. It's quite nice. Here they go. There's the train. Yeah. There's kids in it. Thankfully we're not down there, eh, Sean?
Thankfully.
So after a few days in Polokwane, it was time for our next flight to our next destination, which would be Port Elizabeth. And we're going to Port Elizabeth because Sean's brother lives there with his wife. And also we're going to go to Sedgefield, where Sean's aunt and uncle also live. Here's some photos of us on the plane. Sean and I, Sean and his dad. Next stop, Port Elizabeth and Sedgefield. So that was part 1 of our trip to South Africa. I really hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, including part 2 of our trip to South Africa. Until next time, take care.